So Aburo Boye Boshishe Oshe Eku Oshe Obatala Egungun Obaluai Iyame. May all the divinities support us, and may we always have the protection of Iyame. So Usa says Ishegun and Ejife Iraje. So again, right, victory over adversary. Sometimes, right, it could be us standing in our own way that we need to have victory over. Right? It is maybe learning something new, right? Is a way that we have victory, right? Because we have victory over the lack of knowledge or misinformation. Right? Also, if we think about it with Usa, right, victory over adversary could be us taming ourselves not to get involved in some other stuff. Like it happens. It happens very easily, right? Especially when it's something that you care about. This coolness and this cool-headedness, right, will give us victory. So I had to tell somebody, right, it's not always that victory over adversary is somebody having a car accident or somebody having, you know, a challenge, a physical challenge in this way. You being elevated, right? There being a situation where you can align yourself with a particular type of energy or not. And sometimes it is abstaining from that energy which causes the elevation. Right? So it's like a balloon. Right? The hot air balloon has this basket on the bottom. And it has everything it needs right there. It has the balloon to trap the hot air, right? So there's a barrier between the hot air and the cold air, so the heat doesn't dissipate because the hot air has lift. It has the it has the torch or whatever it is, right? The engine of sorts that will heat the air inside of the balloon, which will cause it to lift not only the balloon because the hot air rises, but those things under it. So as you're elevating, right, there's these things, these ropes, these lines that will hold on, they'll use to stabilize or anchor the hot air balloon to the ground. You're already on the rise. The balloon doesn't need to do anything other than what it does, right? But it's acted upon by these other things, right, to anchor it, to keep it from moving. Sometimes not being anchored into an emotion or a situation or pulled in or pulled down is the way that we elevate. We can see that with Obatala because Obatala is a king. It's telling us to have this higher elevation, this higher elevated energy, this higher vibrational energy, this coolness, this creativity, this creative energy, right? Because if you're fighting, if you're involved in one thing, then that's where your energy goes, and you can't use your energy for creating things. Your creativity will not give life to anything other than the negative arguments and fights. We all have to apply that personally, right? To different situations, right? Whatever lane you in, right? If you're elevating in your lane, and we're using these two polar opposites, right? right? And contention and fights is just one, right? Because one to describe one side, it don't have to be that versus these other things, right? It don't necessarily have to be that. It can be metering your involvement in certain things. How much energy I'm going to put into this versus how much energy I'm going to put into that. Even though they both could be good things, right? You may see one as better. Which one is going to bring you like the longevity and the abundance, right? And the elevation and the peace. Which thing? So with Obatala, right? It says that we will have victory. But we can choose, right? Like we have to choose in the verse. It tells us to choose. There's things inside of us that we need to remove, right? We have to choose which thing we remove when, right? Because if we don't, something will develop to cause us to do that. It will provoke us to do that. It'll move us to do that. So, but the same here when it comes to the positive. What form of victory over adversary do you want? Do you want somebody to have a car accident? Do you want somebody to be hurt? Right? Me, I want recognition. I want elevation. Right? Because those things bring other positive energy. It brings some negative. It brings some negative. But as a whole, right, I'd rather have elevation and recognition and success, right, than for something positive or something done well, right, or someone being able to move forward, someone being healed, someone receiving the right information. These are the ways that I would like to pick my victory over adversary. For honesty and truthfulness. I don't need anybody to be getting into a car accident. I don't need anybody to be hurt. I don't need that. It doesn't benefit me. This is the way I choose to have my victory. And with my pockets too. When we have this high vibrational expectation of victory, right, then we're rewarded with abundance. It's not saying Usa don't want us to have a superiority complex. But at the same time, there's levels to it. There's things I don't want in my circle or for anyone in my circle. I don't want Ajo EB in my circle. I don't want sickness and death. Right? I don't want contention and strife. I don't want curse and controversy. Let our victory be abundance. Let us have more than enough of whatever it is. Not just our needs, but may our needs be met and our desires be met as well. It's true. Ifa will give it all to us. You know, I felt really horrible because I didn't feel too bad. I didn't feel too bad. But we were able to do something over the last weekend. We were able to celebrate our anniversary. While other people were having different degrees of obstacle. We faced some obstacle or challenge on the way. But just like if I said we cast Ifa and we are, offered whatever we need to offer. We offered this 16-day or 17-day Ebo. We did other things along the way. And Ifa told us to go. It's any ray. We just had to leave at a certain time. But we was able, for us, at the moment, it was a form of victory. So may we all have those type of experiences. May you have victory over adversary in your own life every day. May it bring you abundance and success and peace of mind. May it align you with those who you need to be with. that are going to bring you support. Ashe. Egungun agbo bo mariti wo. Ayaba. Ay Kulala. Okay. Ifafunke. Ifafunke. You need to say I said Ejife. Ejife, balance, right? So that's the Egungun call. And so whether it's Odu based or initiation or icon based, whatever, right? These when y'all do that, y'all bringing y'all ancestors up. So Ejife, right? So back to the beginning, right? One of the first things I said today was the support that Olori gives is exemplified with Egungun. It is the feminine support of the masculine action, right? They say Egungun is a male coat. It is true. But how was the male brought into this world? Through a woman. It requires that both be present energetically, right? The energy of Olori is felt, even if it's Baba is the one who activates it, manifests it. When we see Ejife with Egungun, we have to look at things in that way. I would like for you to look at things in that way so you can have clarity on how to use the energy. Ejife tells us that balance, right? The balancing of this energy through support and action brings us longevity. When we have our energy in this place, right? This is the balanced energy for longevity that we will use to move throughout the next 4 days, 3 days and some change. Doing that, right? Understanding that we have longevity, strong character because of Iku is needed. So really the ancestors telling us, look, Iyadudu, Iyadudu, y'all got long life. Everybody say we got long life.
We got long life.
We got long life.
We got a long life.
But I need you to remember that on Tuesday. That's how they saying it though. I need you to remember that on Tuesday because there's gonna be a situation. There's gonna be a situation where you're gonna need strong character. That something is gonna have to die. That there's gonna need to be a transition, right, into something else. But I need you to have strong character through this transition. Because even if you can't see it yet, letting that thing go is gonna help you bring long life. It's crazy, right? Because me and Iwo Ifatayo was talking about it, right? And we was talking about how Obatala would do these different things, right? right? It's imperceivable sometimes, right? It's because one thing you was eating one day becomes, you develop a distaste for it tomorrow. And we was like, where'd that come from? I was like, you know, I know. Some of you others will have this experience with the other energies as you move farther along. There'll be things that Ifa will do to you. Ifa gonna tell you though, don't eat that. Like, some of the other energies are more subtle, right? It'll do it to you from the inside out. So when these things happen, right, we have to understand that it's being done for long life. When your tastes change, when your desires change, when your ideologies change, when your motives change, it is only to bring you long life. Ashe, questions, concerns, comments on Egungun and Obatala? Ashe.